What up, y'all? It's Andre the Khan. You know what's going on. You are now tuned into the Khan TV. Before I start out this episode, go like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so every time I go live or anytime I post, you will be the first to know. Now I'm going to cut straight to the chase. I'm going to give y'all a few reasons of why independent media is the future. First off, let's start with the fact that most media companies, most media corporations, whatever, are heavily biased, especially in America. Most of our media is either left or right. It's very hard to get nuanced media. It's very hard to get centrist media. I hate using that damn word, but people who are just factually reporting. You know, the name of the game has always, especially in journalism and media, has always been clickbaity. You know what I'm saying? Especially nowadays with social media being the prime source for people who are actually getting media, you know what I'm saying, and getting the news, all that type of stuff. So, you know, things like Fox and CNN, MSNBC, I hear all the time, oh, Fox News, conservative, that, they're lying about this. And then you got people who are lefties, like, or people who are conservative saying like, oh, CNN this and MSNBC that, da-da-da-da. You know, each person has a defense for why the other is fake news or why the other is on some liberal bullshit or some conservative bullshit. It's just a fact, bro. I see it all the time on Twitter threads. I see it under comments. I see it when I hear it when I even talk to other people. You know what I mean? Like, well, who'd you get that news? Who's your source? Who told you that? Because that's fake news. Bro, each side is claiming the other side is fake news. Have you not seen it? Have you not seen it? Have you not been on Twitter? Have you not been on YouTube comments? Have you not been on Instagram? Have you not seen people say that the other side is giving disinformation, that the other side is fake news? Who do you trust? Who do you put your faith in? And people wonder why I get so skeptical when I read news. And I'm at a point now where the name of the game is to aggregate as much as I can. I have to go through 5 to 10 different articles on the same story in order to make sure like I'm getting the right information. You can't go to no source, you can't go to no Fox, you can't go to CNN to get the full story. And that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Being an independent media is the wave, bruh. It's the wave. And I'm gonna go into a few reasons why it's the wave. First off, I just want to give y'all a little history of mainstream media consolidation. In 1983, over 50 media companies was owned. Now, what do I mean? I kind of said that kind of wrong. 90% of American media was owned by 50 companies. 50, bro. That's a lot of companies. That's a lot of companies. That's a lot of diversity. That's a lot of range. You know what I'm saying? Also, that's pre-social media. So you're dealing more with print, television, radio, even. You know what I'm saying? Social media just and the internet really changed the whole game, bro. Now, in 2011, the Big Six was birthed. And what is the Big Six? It's the main 6 media companies that own practically 90% of all the media that you see today. And that's Disney, Time Warner, Viacom, GE, and CBS and News Corp. All like those 6 companies own MTV, ESPN, you know what I'm saying, Fox, CNN, all these other types of stuff, all the other news that you see. See, most people will probably think that, oh, Fox, that's its own entity. And like, yeah, in a way it is, but it's also owned. It's like it's a property under a bigger business, you know what I mean? Over a bigger corporation owns this, you know what I'm saying? You got people funding money into this and they're driving a certain narrative, you know? The other thing is social media is how we consume news nowadays. And this is in a Pew Research study from 2018, it says 68% of Americans get their news from social media. So that means your Twitter, your YouTube, your Facebook, your Reddit, your LinkedIn, all this type of shit, Snapchat even. These are how people are consuming their news. You know what I'm saying? Especially a certain demographic, like 17 to like maybe 35 or some shit like that, are going onto social media to get their news. In the study, it also said that 50% of those Americans, which was, the study was like 5,000 Americans or something like that. I forgot the numbers, it's up here somewhere. But in the study, it says 57% say the news is largely inaccurate, which kind of makes sense, right? You know, how do you know what you see on your Twitter feed or like on Reddit or anything like that is actually real? You know what I'm saying? And it goes back to that point to me having to aggregate through all these different news sites to actually get the full story and understand what's actually going on. Because you can go onto these websites, you can go and onto these pages and listen to the audio, read the article, whatever. I mean, most people don't even fucking read now. Most people just want to hear the news. You know what I'm saying? So when you go onto that, I can understand by the language and the way that these outlets are positioning themselves what side they're on already. You know what I mean? That's why you go on Snopes, or if you go on Brightheart, or if you go on that New York Post, all these other different types of things, you can kind of tell like, oh, these guys are more like right-wing conservative. You know what I'm saying? You can just see with the language that they use, you know, you can see the language that they use when they describe like Biden or Harris or Trump or like all this other type of stuff. You know, it's very noticeable. The other thing is, to avoid the partisan bias, you have to create your own media. Now listen, people always say like, oh, you know what I mean, that's bias and this and that's bias that. But listen, bro, bias is inevitable. You know what I'm saying? When you go to Starbucks, or if you go to Pete's Coffee, or if you go to Phil's Coffee, you have a certain bias for that coffee. You know what I'm saying? You go there all the time to get that coffee. That's your bias, right? Right. You know what I mean? I don't care where you go. Maybe you like to make coffee at home. You like cold brew. You like whatever. It's the same shit, bro. Each of these people, each of us, we have our own bias. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying it's right and I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's just how it is being human. You know, we're always in search of our own bias. We're usually trying to figure out things to prove our own point. How many of us are really going out there getting news from sources that we oppose or sources that we don't agree with? Think about it. How many people are really doing that? Very, very few, bruh. For the majority of people, their attention span is so small that they don't even want to read. They don't even want to consider what other people are thinking about. And that goes for y'all who hate Trump, and that goes for y'all who support Trump. Y'all don't want to hear the other side. Y'all don't want to hear what a conservative has to say if you liberal. You don't want to have to hear what a liberal has to say if you conservative, because you guys disagree and you go and search out your own media outlets and get news from them. So why not? So understanding that and understanding that it's like that, why not take that and put it into your own creation? You know what I'm saying? Why not take that and put it into your own into your own platform? Why not? Because I don't care who you are, bro. We all human. We all bias in the littlest of ways. Now, what I will say is that if you do embark on being an independent media personality or whatever, I do say that you should aim for objectivity and fairness. You know what I'm saying? Now, can you always get objectivity? No, because there'll always be someone who says you lean a certain way. There'll always be someone who says, oh, you left this out, whatever. But all you can do is aim for fairness and objectivity, you know? And honestly, bro, I'm going to be real. I like just peeping the game how it is. Most people are falling in love with personalities. You know what I mean? Look at people like Alex Jones. You know what I'm saying? People love Alex Jones because he is so, I'm not going to say righteous, but he is so into what he's doing and he preaches what he preaches and he really put in work and people gravitate towards that. And I'm not saying Alex Jones is the best, you know what I mean? Whatever. You know, people go to, you know what I mean, people who are like aligned more liberal in our news media personalities, and they like getting their news from them. You know, people are attracted to the personality. You know, people are attracted to the character. You know what I'm saying? In a way, like if Charlemagne the God didn't have the donkey of the day, or if he didn't have his smart mouth on him, right, and the way that he, you know, asks certain questions to get under artists' skin, like, why would we even pay attention to him? We wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? He'd just be some regular guy, you know? That's what people are attracted to, you know, especially nowadays, you know? People look for that. And honestly, like news aggregation, all these other news media sites, they're aggregating. They don't say it, but I know they are. You know what I mean? It's damn near impossible nowadays, especially if you are aiming for objectivity and fairness, you know? So being independent media, you gonna have to news aggregate, you know? But here's the beauty in it. You can news aggregate how you like. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but you can do that how you like, you know? Here's the other thing. You have to build your tribe, bro. Like I said before, humans are social animals and we starve for like-minded communities. You know, we want to be with people who are like-minded. You know, there's very few people who go out there and seek opposing advice or who seek opposing sides or want to hear what the other side has to say. Most people just want to just close their ears and not pay attention to shit. You know what I'm saying? With access to YouTube and other platforms, you know, being a independent media source is way easier, bro. We don't have to worry about these gatekeepers. That's one thing that they tell you in journalism. The gatekeeping that was going on back then, that shit is damn. I mean, well, you got like shadow banning on YouTube and all this other type of stuff. That's a whole different topic. But, you know, it's easy to just make a YouTube account and just put a video out. Like, super easy, you know? Now, I'm not saying you're going to blow up or whatever, because honestly, I think that just because it's easy to get on YouTube or to get onto these platforms and, you know what I'm saying, say something and have an opinion, that's another thing, bro. Everybody has an opinion, bro. Everybody has an opinion. With the internet, you have easy access to putting your opinion out there. Now, not everybody's opinion is credible or, I guess, well-earned, you know what I'm saying? But it's just a fact, bro. It's just a fact. People just want to put out their opinion. You tweet out something, you think it's so important, you have like 10 followers. You know what I mean? Like, what? Like, who's paying attention to your shit? So, I will say this, though. You know, it takes time, bro, to really build your audience. You know what I'm saying? It takes time, and you have to build credibility with them. You have to establish a relationship to where, you know what I mean, they can come to you and expect that you give it to them real. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I try to do it. I try to keep it real with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no agenda to push. I'm just trying to focus on the content, which brings me to my next point, which is like, yo, focus on the content, bro. If you're going to pursue being independent media, you might as well focus on the content that you're doing instead of like the bullshit, bro. Like, I don't really know how to explain it. Like, you know what I mean? Followers or like, you know, haters, bro. Like, just who cares, bro? You know what I mean? You don't like the way you look on camera. Who cares, bro? Just say something, you know what I mean? Just put in work, bro. Just put out some content. Just make sure the content's good, because good content will always prevail, bro. I'm telling you, good content will always prevail. You know? And mainstream media is going to be dead in the next decade, bro. Look at the whole COVID thing, bro. A lot of news, listen, print was already was already flatlining, bro. It was already on its deathbed. When COVID came around, that shit cut it all the way off. It took out the life support. You know what I'm saying? Nobody pays attention to newspapers no more, bro. Nobody holds physical things no more, bro. Nobody reads. That's why a lot of these outlets, bro, they're starting to do more audio. You know what I'm saying? Starting to do more shorter like video. Like when I was working on the State Hornet at Sac State, they had to have videos under a minute and a half because they're like, look, people don't pay attention to over a minute and a half, you know? Like, the world is changing, bro. The world is changing. And with more access to YouTube and all this other stuff, and with all these people coming up, why would I go get Fox? I don't even watch Fox News, dog. I don't even watch no CNN. You know what I mean? That's my grandma, bro. That's like older folk who just sit in front of the TV and consume all the information. You know why I go to independent media? Is because there's more nuance. There's more nuance. You know, there's people bringing up stuff that I never even thought about. You know, there's people bringing up things that I wouldn't even conceive if I was just watching regular media. And also, too, the media just going to drive you a hell of fear. You know what I'm saying? The media just going to drive you a hell of fear, bro. And the media be lying to you. So why not take the time or take the chance or the opportunity or whatever to become a full-fledged independent media personality, or maybe just start your own media company. You don't have to get on here and be a journalist or a reporter, but bro, like, you can literally go out and make your own content. Tim Pool, like, went out to Turkey or like Russia or something when he was like hella broke. Man, my neck. Damn, slept wrong. But Tim Pool, if y'all don't know Tim Pool, go look him up. Tim Pool went out to Russia or some shit and practically practically made his own like journalism. That's how he started his whole journalism like thing, bro. He went out there and covered it on his own. You got a camera, you got a laptop, you know what I mean? You got some editing software, bro. You're practically a journalist, bro. These soccer moms that go on blogs, they're practically journalists, bro. Journalism, it don't require this fucking degree. It don't require this amount of work. You know what I mean? It does if you want to be good at it, but there's not a lot of requirements in order to be a journalist nowadays, bro, or to be an independent media. You know what I'm saying? And at least if you're an independent media, you have more control over what you cover. You know what I mean? You getting mad about how Fox News makes black people look a certain way. Well, shit, bro. Why don't you create your own media and tell the story that they're not telling? You know what I'm saying? Why do we keep getting mad at these big corporations for not expressing our story and not saying certain things? You know what I mean? Or making us look bad or botching the whole story. Why do we get mad at that when we can literally go do it ourselves? You just got to put in the work, bro. You just got to put in the work. So I don't mean to make this video too long. You know what I'm saying? I think, you know what I mean? I think it's just all about branding and marketing yourself. And I do think it is about being authentic and just real. That's what I think personally. There's a lot of motherfuckers who are out here grifting, you know what I mean? Who are using certain things to, just because it's popular, just to make some bread. You know what I mean? A lot of people are hustling on YouTube to make some bread, bro. I don't make money off these YouTube videos. I won't monetize these YouTube videos until, like, I don't even know, bro, until I feel like I really can. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, bro, I'm focused on the content. I'm trying to get into y'all minds, bro, and open y'all minds up. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can go out there and, you know what I mean, stop complaining about what the hell is going on and take some action and be the change that you want to see in the world, bro. So I'm Andre the Khan. Go follow me on Instagram at ONDRETHAKHAN___. Go check out my podcast. The link is in the description below. So yeah, man, I'm out. Tell me what you think. Do you think you got what it takes to be in the independent media? You know what I mean? What do you guys want to do? Whatever. I'm out.